Kamala Harris is making her first visit since taking office to the US southern border. President Biden has asked her to try to address the root causes of cross-border migration. She was aboard Air Force Two, travelling to El Paso in Texas to meet migrants and visit a Border Patrol facility on the border. And she's trying to counter claims from Republicans that she's been too slow to visit the region. Well, this is what she had to say on arriving just a few minutes ago.
And I am honored to be joined by Secretary Mayorkas, by Chairman Durbin, by Congresswoman Escobar. We have a day planned that will be about, as much as anything, addressing the effects of what I've already been addressing, which are the root causes of migration, predominantly out of Central America. You've heard me say many times, most people don't want to leave home. And when they do, it is usually because either they are fleeing some type of harm, or they cannot take care of the simple and basic needs of their family by staying where they are. And so we are here today to address and to talk about what has brought people to the U.S. border, and again to continue to address the root causes which cause people to leave and often flee their home country.
Well, latest reports say the number of undocumented migrants reaching the US-Mexico border is at the highest level in more than 2 decades. I've been talking about the challenge for Kamala Harris to Dana Graber-Laddick. She is Chief of Mission for the International Organization for Migration in Mexico.
Well, I think that this visit is part of a larger strategy to better understand the complex migration situation throughout Central America and Mexico, and of course on the southern border of the United States. And so she will be using this opportunity to, just as she did in Mexico and just as she did in Central America, to better understand the context and to meet with key individuals who are working on this, and to be able to help create a plan on how to address the migration flows.
How would you say that federal government policy has changed since Joe Biden took office?
Well, the most important change was to end the migration protection protocols, which is also known as Stay in Mexico. And this is where asylum seekers who crossed into the United States were forced to wait in Mexico until their asylum claim, a date in court came about. And so what we've been doing is working with the US government and the Mexican government to help these individuals, those that are eligible and that still have asylum claims that are open, to cross over into the United States. So our role has been to be administering COVID tests, providing transportation, and we've been helping the shelters along the northern border that are housing these eligible individuals for the MPP program.
That brings its own risks, doesn't it? Here on the BBC, we had one report from an El Paso shelter this week showing children in really quite dire conditions. There wasn't enough medicine, there weren't enough clothes.
With the increase of the migration flows, especially, it's been concerning the children that have been coming across, especially those that are unaccompanied, and an increase also in families. And so the governments on both sides of the border are addressing how they can best house these individuals, how they can best make sure that these most vulnerable individuals, especially the children, are being assisted.
And this is a longer-term question, not something for a single visit, obviously, but the drive is to address the root causes. What, above all, would you describe as a root cause driving migrants north?
It's a very complex situation in these countries of origin where people are leaving. Of course, there are situations of violence, there's situations of extreme poverty, climate change, there have been natural disasters that have destroyed people's homes and they no longer have their belongings. Of course, there's the interest of family reunification. Migrants have families and other people that they know that are already in the United States. And of course, there's just the seeking a better life, access to healthcare, access to schools, the ability to send funds home to their families in their countries of origin. So there are many, many factors that are influencing people to make the difficult decision to leave their homes and take a difficult and dangerous journey to the United States.